I'm Matt. I'm now technically a second year SAMBa aligned student.
I'm Sam. I'm SAMBa cohort 10. So I've just started my PhD phase now. Did my MRs last year.
My PhD is partnered with industry, more specifically the CEA. So this is I'm not going to try the French, but the Atomic Energies and Alternative Energies Commission in France.
I'm Timothy, and so my research was motivated by the problem presented by industry, which had to deal with ice crystal icing, so basically how ice accretion occurs within aircraft engines.
So halfway through last year, I decided to reach out to Tom Burnett here, and he told me all about his exciting ideas for clinical trial design. And that surprised me that that's what I wanted to do, but that's what I'm interested in, and that's what I'm doing.
The industry partner is Rolls-Royce, and so the project came about from one of the integrative think tanks that SAMBa does.
And my PhD title is roughly finite element methods for the Boltzmann transport equation over polygonal and polytopic meshes. And that sounds horrible and complicated, but the idea is we're going to develop new methods, new numerical methods for studying nuclear-like problems.
It was straight from the start Tom wanted an industry partner, because I think in this field it's very applicable, because what we are researching needs to be used to find any validation. So there was sort of a couple of companies he was toying with at first. One didn't really work out because they wanted more control over what I was doing than we kind of wanted to give them. And then this other company, so Farstar, is the company I'm working with. They're a smaller company, which is great, and they are much more enthusiastic for me to just go and do research for research's sake and try and make it work. They're kind of as involved as I want them to be. So I've only got one point person there, so Ian. But at the moment I just sort of meet Ian once a quarter, or a bit more frequently with both my supervisors as well.
So at the moment they're quite involved, because we're just about to hopefully publish something.
So it hasn't been too heavily involved. There have been meetings over the last few years, but it's more of just like a nice discussion of kind of what I've been looking at, whether it's of interest to them, kind of alternate directions or other things to consider, maybe some help with understanding the physics and the actual process of what's happening.
But because there's a bit of distance, I think mainly it ebbs and flows, like I say. So over the year, most has been quite quiet, and then up to when I went there, luckily, it was quite busy. And obviously the time I was there, it was 100% them.
So they're very much just they're like excited and interested in the research. It's like a passion project more than pipelining, which some companies prefer, I think.
It hasn't been as formal in terms of go down this direction, because the research is still mine where I can go down whichever way, but it has helped inform maybe some routes and helped with the understanding.
I was able to go visit them in France for a little bit, so this is the best part of 2 months I spent there, which was very, very lucky.
The great thing about having a partner in clinical trials is the conferences are really expensive because it's big pharma companies who put them on. So they will pay for a lot of my travel and hospitality and this, that and the other, because then I'll put their logo on my poster and I'll get good publicity.
First, kind of recapped on what I'd done so far in my PhD, and then start a new project that they were particularly interested in. So it was a bit of a nice change of pace. I'm working on something a bit different, which is really nice, but it's still built towards the overall project goal.
But also sort of internships and placements, or secondments, whatever the correct word is, over the summer periods, which will be nice. We haven't got it down yet, but sort of 4 weeks a summer, 4 to 6 weeks a summer. Go there, do something unrelated, related in its clinical trials, but unrelated to my research, and just learn there with experts.
So there's a lot of things I like about it. So when I was looking for PhDs, I did actually focus on ones that were industrial based. At the time it was because I didn't have much industry experience. But now looking on it, I think I actually preferred that option because it's a nice change of environment.
I like how it offers like another perspective.
It's good because it gives you that different perspective of, I'm not just an academic seeing what can be done with integrals. I'm thinking, what's the point of doing any of this work?
While we're doing maths, but it's also interesting to look beyond the maths and see kind of where it can be applied and how it's useful and where it's relevant. And so having that industry partner where it's like, actually this is relevant, or it can be used it's very much used here, is quite cool.
They bring that kind of expertise into the project itself.
Also, you just get to meet new people who aren't academics, so there's not that sort of really small bubble of academics where it's like we all know the same people.
And hopefully, when I finish this PhD, that may play out later into something that could be really useful for me. Absolutely.
There's no downside to it, apart from maybe an extra meeting a month, which is nothing really.
No, I would really recommend it. Particularly if you're more industrial minded or want to more focus on the applied side, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, plus it'd be great for job opportunities afterwards, which is something I'd recommend if you don't know if you want to go the full academic route your whole life.